All right. This podcast is brought to you by NordVPN. Go to nordvpn.com/BHLHudson or use code BHL to save 72% off a 2-year plan, plus get 1 month for free. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 129th episode of the Poorly Planned Podcast. My name is Benedict. You may know me better as BHL Hudson. Here we talk about movies, TV shows, Morbius, a bunch of nonsense. With me, as always, is my...
AKA a bunch of nonsense.
I really should have saved that for next week when we literally talk about Morbius. We're not actually talking about Morbius.
Oh, we're really not actually talking Morbius.
I mean, have you seen Morbius? Have you somehow gotten an advanced screening?
Yes.
Oh, damn it. Anyway, nonsense. With me, as always, is my friend, co-host, and
Morbius watching buddy?
Soon-to-be Morbius having seen man, Frederick.
It's very clever.
It's one of the more accurate ones that we've done on the pod. Frederick, how we doing?
We're doing brilliantly. The sun's shining today.
The sun is shining.
I'm in my weird Greek tourist guy shirt.
Well,
and it's just...
You'll never believe this. Good. BHL Hudson out here in shorts for the first time in decades.
So people are finally seeing your braided leg?
People are finally seeing my very well-defined calf muscles. I'm very proud of those, by the way.
This podcast is brought to you by NordVPN and my well-defined calf muscles.
Well, we have a couple things off the top to talk about. This is a news and mini reviews pod. There are time codes down below. But first, we have a couple of things to discuss. I'll let you go first. You said you have, I believe, a nightmarish situation from me.
I mean, I don't even know why I'm telling you this on the pod or telling you in the it's got no relevance to anything at all.
Okay, great start.
But it's just
that's how we roll.
It was just genuinely like such a terrifying experience, and I woke up fearing for your life, and I had to tell you about it.
Good. Okay. I'm genuinely kind of scared now.
So it's such a. I mean, I'm just this would be a great movie plot, but basically, I was sleeping blissfully this night. A beautiful sleep. I was feeling good, and it's not often I remember my dreams, so I'm kind of almost sad that I do remember this one. But so, I'm sitting there in the dream. I'm wanting to call my good old buddy BHL Hudson.
As you do.
Like, you know what? Let me FaceTime him. We FaceTime. It's a good time. And then as you're like walking through some hall, like you're in this dream, it's your accommodation. You're walking down like this hallway that is your accommodation, but it looks like a bit of a like generic hotel hallway. And then you're walking, and then just behind you, like you're passing like a bunch of doors, and just behind you, a door opens, and a woman, like a 60-year-old woman, comes out, got like a neck-length hair, like gray, and glasses, right? And then you're like, oh Jesus, scared, like laugh, and then she's just like pan-faced, and then you continue walking, like I can see you, but I can see her behind you over your shoulder, just following you.
This is so horrifying.
It's terrifying. And then I'm like, oh God, she's still walking behind you. You're like, oh, okay. And then you like speed up a bit. She speeds up a bit. And then you get fucking terrified. And like, it was so viscerally real that you like start sprinting. And you like, it was just like shaky cam and everything. I can see like the fear in your eyes. And then she's just sprinting behind you, but her arms aren't moving. She's like, and then you run into your room, grab a bat, put the phone down. And then I just hear fighting. And then I just hear fighting noises. And then I wake up. And it's terrifying.
Holy shit!
I see all this through the FaceTime screen.
Well, I haven't been scared to go get like a midnight snack until now. Now I'm gonna go out there.
It was horrifying. I woke up in like a cold sweat. I was like, oh my fucking God. Thank God I'm podcasting with him today. Otherwise, I'd be worried he might be gone.
Wow. Well, that is. I mean, I'm almost honored that I make a horror movie appearance in your dreams, but also that is so scary, and I fear it is a prediction for the future.
It might be a bad omen. I might be Bruno from Encanto.
I'm not familiar with the reference, but I appreciate it regardless. Also, I do love that the dream ends with me, for some reason, having a baseball bat in my room, which I should invest in.
Well, I don't know. It was more like a Fastelavn bat. That you like hit a,
okay, so like, just a stick.
You like prop me up almost as like you do it like very, very quickly, but it was so perfectly propped up as if you were doing like a time lapse, and then I just like and I didn't see what happened.
Okay,
I didn't see who won, but it was terrifying.
That is a genuinely terrifying dream. Also, because my combination does have slightly spooky holes at night. Because sometimes the lights don't turn on because they're motion activated.
I'm just saying.
Okay,
it was
I'll watch out. Damn. I mean, I had a dream last night where I had to fight in a fight club on a train in China. But anyway, we don't have to get into that. Anyway, well, to cleanse the palate a bit from that genuine terror, my story is a living nightmare. And it is one that...
It's called The Poorly Planned Podcast.
It's called My Daily Life. And it's one that I somewhat blame you for. But I had to have... last pod, I said something along the lines of, I can't take a girl that I like to go see Uncharted and then Morbius. That is a terrible start to a union of love, I believe were the words I used.
I believe that is the exact words you used.
And I have had to have the worst conversation of my life, where I've had to convince... And see, you have it easy, where your girlfriend wants to go see Morbius. It's almost too perfect. I had to metaphorically drag a kicking and screaming person to the decision to go see Morbius, because I was like, look.
But wait, so you haven't seen Morbius though?
No. But
it's
like
not out yet.
to decide
the plan's been set up
on April 1st. Yeah, because she was like, I really
literally
don't want to see.
What a joke.
And I was like, look, I have to. And she was like, no, you don't. You do not have to. I was like, please, we've built this up. For the
love of God.
And she was very reluctant. And I can't believe... It's such a horrible situation I've been in that I had to practically beg someone to go watch Morbius with me. A film I don't even want to see. If we didn't do this, I wouldn't see it.
You want to see it. Don't even lie.
It's going to be so generically bad. Like, it's not even going to be, like, interestingly bad. And so I just thought...
It's going to be...
But I did...
How funny would it be if it turns out to be, like, an amazing movie?
It's like the greatest film either of us have ever seen. But yeah, so...
I am Venom. Just kidding. It's Dr. Michael Morbius.
Such a lame name, too. I hate to say it. So I just want to say, to the pod audience, it's happening.
You're
the
welcome.
Morbius episode is coming next week. Get fucking hyped. Anyway.
A full-on Morbius episode. I can't believe it.
So, moving on to the actual topic of today's podcast, mini reviews and newsisms.
No topic.
Well, yeah, there's no topic. I was thinking we could do a topic, but there's enough newsisms that we can just, like, I don't know, bullshit about for a while. That, like, if we don't need a topic, because I don't know, we'll have Morbius next week, and then we can do, like, maybe a proper topic after that. But there's some pretty decent news stuff, and I got a couple of mini reviews. One kind of another story thing that I want to talk about, which, again, there are time codes down below if you just want to skip around to various things. But, yeah, so let's just dive into it. Do you want to start off with some mini reviews, if you have any?
I will start off with some mini reviews. Let me just catch this dust that's flying across my screen. There we go.
I thought that was, like, a cool guy phrase of, like, fighting someone. Let me catch this dust.
Oh, that is quite good, actually. You know, I'll start off with one that I don't know if you've seen, but it's one that's actually a good movie and something we could talk about for a few minutes.
Ooh.
The Adam Project.
I have not seen it, but I was.
Have you not seen it?
I was kind of waiting for some reactions before I decided if it was worth the watch.
I was waiting for some emoticons.
I was waiting for others to test the poisoned cake, so to speak, for me.
Right. I will be the cake
Obelix.
eater for your king.
Okay, don't refer to yourself as my cake eater, but besides that, we can move on. A little Reynolds action.
Little Reynolds action. Honestly, I liked it. I think it was. I think people have hyped up a lot, and I don't think it's like a fantastic movie, but I like it. There's some very, very fun Reynolds dynamics. Do you know like slightly what it's about?
So it's a little boy, and then Ryan Reynolds shows up, and he's like, "I'm you from the future," and then they fight people with lightsabers, kind of thing.
Basically. So, I mean, that's it. That's all you need to know.
Nailed it.
But yeah, he meets Ryan Reynolds, like comes back in time. Time travel's invented in the future, and he meets his younger self. Who fun fact? I found this quite wholesome actually, where the kid who plays the young Ryan Reynolds is basically a Ryan Reynolds super fan, and he auditioned for this movie because he wanted to just meet Ryan Reynolds, and now he gets to star with Ryan Reynolds.
And he gets to be Ryan Reynolds. Madness.
Like the kids memorized every single line from both Deadpool movies.
Damn, isn't the kid like 10?
Yeah, he's 11. He shouldn't be watching Deadpool movies, but like,
yeah, for shame on his parents.
But I mean, in the movie, he swears like a like a sailor as well, so I'm sure it's fine.
Damn, that's so wholesome.
Yeah, it is quite wholesome, but like the movie itself, pretty good. There's a pretty nutty Ruffalo.
Oh, Ruffalo is in it. Does Ruffalo also play Reynolds?
No, he plays Reynolds' father, sadly.
Close enough.
The most realistic depiction.
Yes, two men who look identical.
Two men who you could not tell a difference between. But no, like movie's pretty good. I think the final act is a little bit generic. Like it's still got like some fun elements. Like most movies that have time travel involved and like that deal with the different mechanics of time travel and stuff like that. Like they make it interesting, but like overall the final act is a little bit generic, I think. But still
okay. Is it a kids movie?
Pretty good movie. No, I wouldn't say so. I mean, it's.
Okay.
I don't actually remember if it's 13 or 15, or 12 or whatever it is. But like, it's not exactly a kids movie. I'd say like people die in some pretty gruesome ways. Okay,
so you would recommend?
I would recommend. I think it's a good watch. I don't think it's as good as the hype has given it credit for, but I think it's still pretty good.
And based on this, would you be excited for, because it's this director and
Morbius?
So based on this, what did you think of Peacemaker? Would you be excited because this director, who also did Free Guy, as we talked about last week, is going to be doing Deadpool 3? So do you think that's a good Reynolds film?
Oh, is that the same director? I think it works. I mean, Reynolds was great in it, and that's the main important thing in Deadpool, I think. So if he gets Reynolds his freedom and stuff to do what he wants, then I think it will be a good one.
Okay. Also, I was going to say, I feel like we should now go in and audition for young Dwayne roles, since we're such super fans, and then we could both play young
Thwaites
Dwayne.
Roles. Old Thwaites roles.
I feel like we would, physically speaking, make better young Dwaynes, but do you say old Thwaites roles? We could play older Thwaites. Oh my god, I didn't even realize they have a young Dwayne TV show. Anyway, sorry.
What?
Remember Young Rock? That's a show now about Dwayne's childhood.
Right, it is.
We should have started in that.
We should have been there. That should have been us. We look identical.
Okay, but hey, I think I'll check it out then. I've been a little on the fence, but if it's pretty fun, I'm here for it.
I think it's a fun time.
I have a very quick one before my main one. I have watched a couple of episodes of How I Met Your Mother, and I have to say, pretty enjoyable. I'm a sitcom man. I enjoy the the easygoing kind of fun, chill vibes, and you don't really have to think about it. And it's like it's kind of clever, but it's not insanely amazing. It's just a fun time and a group of friends hanging out, and it's a good time.
It's a good old time.
It was described to me as Friends meets New Girl, and I can kind of get the vibe.
Is it as good as either of the shows?
Well, I've seen about like one full episode of Friends.
True.
And
I'm not a big Friends man.
No, I've only seen a couple of How I Met Your Mother, but so far I am enjoying it. It's a fun time. It's a good.
Is it better than Abed?
Actually, I still haven't finished the Abed, which is a damn shame. It's just the sixth season. It's just
the Abed sounds like a sandwich you have.
The Abed. I will say one. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to watch more to judge it, but it's so far enjoyable. And one horrific moment. There's a running gag in the second episode where someone says like, "Oh, I'm a friend of Carlos," and they're all like, "Who's Carlos?" And at the end, it's revealed Carlos is in fact a young, and I believe maybe mulleted John Bernthal, and it is a very shocking moment.
And if my reports are correct, I believe mulleted Punisher.
And he is on the run, so if you see a mulleted Bernthal from 2005, please let the authorities know.
let me know.
But yeah, no, so far
mulleted Bernthal,
pretty enjoyable.
Damn. That sounds powerful.
Yeah.
All right. Yesterday I had the absolute pleasure of sitting down. It was after a good day outside. Sat down with some Chinese takeaway, and I did, of course, watch Ice Age.
Of all the things you could have said, that is not what I would have expected to follow. And of course does not do that justice.
Of course, Ice Age.
I mean, Ice Age, kind of a banger.
A brilliant movie. It's been a while since I watched it, and it's just such a classic. I love it. And I've realized there's like, I mean, I knew it was like not a clever movie, but like it draws similarities to like Shrek, where it's very like self-aware and also kind of like like has like a bunch of different Easter eggs to just random things.
Has some naughty jokes in there.
There's a few naughty jokes in there. There's like a freaking Star Trek reference out of nowhere. I'm like, what's going on?
Oh yeah, he does the hand thing.
Yeah, where the baby does the hand thing. I've never noticed that before. I was like, what's going on?
I can imagine you just like your mind being genuinely blown. Just like
sitting there with my curry and roast duck. I was in there. What in the world has happened? Again, not surprisingly, but like the ending's so wholesome as well, and just such a good movie. It's shorter than I remember it. It's only like an hour and 15 without credits.
Yeah,
but so good. It's a good time.
Enjoyable, and it has that
down
song.
Memory lane. Send me on my way. Send me on my way.
And we have been sued.
And copyrighted.
And suddenly all the Nord money is gone.
And suddenly we don't have money to go watch Morbius.
God, that would be the biggest tragedy of us going broke. Well, yeah, no, Ice Age. Well, yeah, a classic kids movie of our generation's childhood. The early 2000s.
Yeah. Came out in 2003, I believe.
Yeah, and there is the one part where that one animal goes, "They should call it the Nippy era." That's the only thing I remember, like, specifically, but I remember it's a great movie.
You should call it the nipple era.
I love nipples. It's great. My favorite Sid quote.
Imagine that, just some random dodo in the Ice Age movie just turns really inappropriate. This era should be the genitals region, because it looks like a penis.
Well, then my last one, and it's kind of a mini review, but also, again, just a life story review. But I did go the past weekend, or last weekend, or whatever, to UFC London, and I was in attendance live. We are live, as they would say. I heard him say it.
It's time!
Oh, my God.
Was Bruce there?
Bruce, you're goddamn right Bruce was there. And I discovered, I don't know if I can say this, maybe I should have signed an NDA, but there's a part that they've never shown on TV where Bruce gets his dick in
Where Bruce gets naked and just does the helicopter, flies around the stadium.
Where Bruce walks in the middle of the octagon and takes a piss before the event, and we all cheer and applaud and scream.
And then all the fighters come out and do a slip and slide. In Bruce Buffer's piss.
Yeah, for the record, for those who don't know, Bruce Buffer is the announcer guy for the UFC. But anyway, he comes up before the show. I mean, piss related. Not really. And he goes, I like to be peed on. No. He
comes out, it's time to piss on me.
We go, yeah!
Everyone pees in the stadium.
Anyway.
There's little like pipes leading towards it. He just gets flooded, tsunami style.
The Batman ending style?
Bruce Buffer's like, there's way more people than I thought.
Bruce Buffer lights a flare. Anyway, this is such a terrible...
Bruce Buffer literally drowns in piss.
Such a terrible build-up to like, the most nothing thing, right? Just for some reason started with Bruce Buffer gets his dick out. He doesn't, for the record. He just...
No? Disappointing.
He just goes, ladies and gentlemen, like, the show's going to start in 15 minutes, so do what you have to do. And he just leaves. So it's kind of piss related. He was like, go take that piss now. Anyway.
I cannot imagine Bruce Buffer telling you to go piss before the game starts.
But anyway, I like how that's my most memorable experience of this entire...
Yeah. Well, I went to this thing that... that was called the greatest fighting card of all time, and Bruce Buffer told me to piss.
But anyway, the actual card, I mean, as the listeners know, I'm a huge UFC fan. It's like my, along with film stuff, it's my favorite, I don't know, thing to, I never know how to explain it. It's my favorite, like, one of my favorite entertainment things. I'm a huge super fan. I've been watching for a couple of years now and gone back and, watched all the other stuff. And, and I got to attend an event live, and it was one of the most surreal, amazing, like, entertainment experiences I've ever had in my life. And yeah, I mean, the card itself was incredible. Dana White said it was like the best fight night he's ever seen. It was the first fight with a crowd in Europe since the start of the pandemic. So the crowd was going crazy, and there were so many finishes. Most of the British fighters won, so there was a lot for the audience to cheer about. So many exciting fights, and it was just, yeah, it was.
Who were you rooting for, and did the people you root for win?
Generally, yes. My predictions were very off, which is a rarity, and also really embarrassing because I have that Verdict app where you like make bets with points. And there's a thing you can do where you take a picture of that at the event, and then like the Verdict Instagram, they'll post it if you send it to them. And I didn't send it to them out of shame that my predictions were so bad. But yeah, generally speaking, there was one fight where someone I was rooting for wasn't the British one, and so he was getting booed, and I had to very quietly cheer so I didn't get like beat up in my row.
Everyone's sitting around you, boo! You're sitting there just pissing down to Bruce Buffer.
Yay! And he won with one of the most brutal knockouts I've ever seen. And seeing him knock out live, like, I mean, I was far away, of course, but like...
But are there like big screens up on the top?
Yeah.
Like, kinda...
But it was still, even though like we were like in the stands, if you see my Instagram stories, like kind of the view, you can still see like the action. Like, yes, they're like small or whatever, but you can definitely still see it. And it was crazy to see. It was so like weird to see live. And then like a knockout, like you just see someone just slump, and it's like crazy. And Molly McCann had like... She's like
a spinning elbow.
Yeah, and she's like the local favorite. She got the biggest applause of the whole night, even more than like Patty Pimblett, I think. And then I was like, I told you sitting next to me, I was like, if she like gets a finish, like this place is gonna go fucking nuts. And she got like one of the best female knockouts I've ever seen. And the place, I like the like scream and like roar of the crowd, craziest thing. Just being part of that energy, and like your kind of cheer gets like drowned in the cheers. So crazy. There was one moment where one of my favorite fighters, Dan Hooker, got TKO'd in like 2 minutes, which was not a fun watch. And everyone else was like cheering ecstatically, and I just had my head in my hands. And you
sat there just laughing, crying.
I was just not a fun time. No, that was not good. I was honestly, Dan Hooker was the one I was most excited to see, and he just got like ran through. But then Patty's walkout, like, because it was all these British fighters, and like the British fans really like get into it, and all the most of the British people won. There was one British fighter who did. I'm not laughing at his. I know it's a rough loss, but it was slightly amusing in a morbid way because he had this big epic walkout and everyone was going crazy, and then he got submitted in 58 seconds, and it was very anticlimactic. But incredible event and atmosphere, and just being there and being around like that vibe, even though it's very like rowdy and raucous, and I know that's not for some people. It was amazing. And there was one other thing. At the end when Tom Aspinall won in the main event, everyone threw their beer in the air, and I got covered in beer, but it was fun. And they had...
You were covered in... Could one say you were covered in beer the way Bruce was covered in piss?
One could argue it was in a similar vein, yeah. And they had a great chance, as the British do. Yeah. Incredible. I won't go on for too much longer, but just... couldn't have been better. Couldn't have been more exceptional.
Do you like Patty Pimblett?
I do. Yeah, I do. I like his...
He seems a little cartoonish, doesn't he?
He's what?
He's a little cartoonish, isn't he?
Yeah, but it was... I like his sort of... the show he brings, and he's exciting, he has exciting fights. I don't know how well he's going to do against like higher level competition, but also for the show, like his walkout with like his walkout song was like, it was crazy to be there. And then like
Box of Bush.
Yeah. And then it's like celebration on the cage and stuff. Yeah, crazy. So it was kind of like a fairy tale like card. Like it couldn't really have gone much better for the British fighters, except for Mike Grundy submitted in 58 seconds. I'm not trying to rub it in, but
except for Mr. Grundy who really screwed the pooch on this one. The entirety of UK down.
May or may not have fumbled the bag. Anyway, no, I'm sorry, Mr. Grundy. Anyway.
I know you're listening, Mr. Grundy, and please don't...
please don't kick the shit out of me if you see me, because he definitely could. Anyway, spectacular. Go ahead.
Well, going from one spectacular to the next.
Oh, God.
I think it's time for... cue the intro. Also, I watched back an episode, and you put like half a second, and I laughed very hard. But yeah, watch apparently the second to last episode.
Jeez.
Of Attack on Titan.
End of an era.
I'm confused because let me explain to you. Everything's happening. It's brilliant. It's so good. But again, there's one episode left, and as I said last time, I've got no clue how they're going to tie it all together. No clue. And then I thought there might be another part to the season coming out later, because that's what they did last time. But then they've titled the episode Dawn of Humankind or something like that, which is the very last chapter of the manga, which suggests that it is the end, and I'm confused, B.H. Hudson. I don't know what to make of it.
So there's still stuff that has not been resolved?
Well, like, basically the entire happening of the last, like, 10 episodes still has not been resolved. Like, everything they're working towards, like, either they're gonna, like, either make it, like, feature length, or they're gonna rush it and make it weird, or twist ending, or they're gonna do another part of the season. So it's, I'm kind of on the edge of my seat, because it comes out tomorrow, and I'm scared of what's to come.
Damn. That's an interesting... They really haven't, like, announced anywhere? Like, there's nowhere to see what the...
No, I mean, if you read the manga, I guess there is, but, like, even then, I don't know what's happening. I mean, they've said that this is the final season, but they might just pull, like, a total troll move and just give another part to the season, so... I don't know.
A bit of a Lamau Rafflecopter moment. All right, well, yeah, big day tomorrow. This is being recorded, by the way, on Sunday, 27th of March. So next episode will not only be a Morbius episode, but also a maybe morbid episode as we say farewell to Attack on Titan. Let's fucking go!
One joke. Just one last little review. Watch Train to Busan again with the girlfriend. Great movie. I've talked about it before, but just watch it again. Brilliant.
Well, you know what else is brilliant? Having your online activity being secure.
I do imagine that it would be quite neat.
Anyway, now time for the news.
No explanation, just like a little fun fact.
Well, do you think that we're spending a lot of time online these days? What with the invention of the internet and all in the past decades?
I would say we spend a lot of time online as opposed to what they did in the 70s when you couldn't.
Don't we ever? Yeah, and... You know, you are at risk for online attacks if you don't have a VPN, such as NordVPN, the best VPN,
Damn.
If I do say so myself.
What does NordVPN bring to the bunch here?
Bring to the what?
I don't know. Bring to the brunch table.
You say the brunch?
No,
what
the bunch.
The Flash from Justice League? Anyway... NordVPN, it can keep your online activity safe and private. No one looking at the stuff that you search online. You can unlock entertainment from all around the world on your favorite streaming services. Say in 2028, you want to get it now, but say in 2028 they have Morbius only on American Netflix and you live in Cambodia. Guess what?
Then I'll go back. What an absolutely bizarre combination.
You know, there's probably something, if you live in America right now, on Danish Netflix that you're just itching to watch, or on
The Chestnut Man.
Sure. What? Okay. And many other countries, it's great. You can unlock entertainment from other parts of the world. It also works on all popular platforms like Windows, Mac OS, Android, and iOS. You can secure up
what about Linux?
Linux as well.
Does it work there?
I didn't include it in my note, but I remember it said it in the thing. Let's go. You thought you'd stumped me? Get smacked. It works on all I already said that. You can secure up to 6 devices with a single account.
Creates an infinite loop.
It has super fast servers, 30-day money-back guarantee, and if you use the coupon code BHLHudson or go to nordvpn.com/BHLHudson, you get 72% off. That's so much off. Can we just appreciate that, by the way? That's a crazy amount
That's a lot off.
Plus,
I won't lie.
Is that not enough for you? You want 1 month for free? Fine. Take it. I don't want it anyway.
Take another month for free. God.
Anyway, so yeah, do that thing.
What a brilliant service.
Link in the description. It is genuinely a great service. I do use it very often.
I have one more question.
Okay.
What about the customer support? How is it?
You know, you've actually got me there, because their customer support, it isn't the best. Psych! It's 24/7 customer support, live chat, and email. Get out of here. Let's go Nord. Let's go Nord. That's what they chant at the UFC event.
That's what you chant whenever you call them. It's just a chant of all the employees in the background. Let's go Nord.
Your problems are immediately solved.
Your house just transforms into a castle.
You become the king. Anyway, NordVPN, wonderful.
I can attest to NordVPN's customer service because whenever I call them, I turn into a literal king.
Just for the record, you won't turn into a literal king, but their customer service is great. And
makes you feel like one.
There we go. Let's go. We saved it. So go to nordvpn.com/BHHudson. Link in the description. Use code BHHudson to get 72% off. To get 72% off a 2-year plan. Plus 1 month for free. That's code BHLHudson. Back to the pod. Nailed that shit.
Damn, that was good. That was really good. Question.
High energy.
Has it gone up from 70 to 72%?
Yeah, because I
was going to say, a whole 2%. Sale? What?
Oh my god, it says 73%. Never mind.
73? No, it's 73, please.
73% off. Holy shit.
Oh my god.
Oh
You'll have
my
to change
God.
the slide now.
Oh,
It's
come
73.
on. You can't deny it now. Everyone,
You
have
can't
to get
not get this.
it. So, anyway, yes, potting time. Now it's time for the good spot, by the way. Now it's time for the news and such. We're going to talk through. The thing is, I don't know what we're going to title or thumbnail this episode because there's not like a defined. There are a bunch of like juicy.
Just NordVPN, maybe.
We've become NordVPN's bitch boys.
It's just Bruce Buffer pisses himself news.
First of all, did you know that a Kung Fu Panda series is in the works on Netflix to be made on Netflix?
I did actually know that because I follow Jack Black on TikTok.
What a horrible non-flex you just came out with that you sounded way too proud of. Wow. Okay. What did his TikTok say? I did not see this on TikTok.
I don't know. I don't watch a lot of it.
Yeah, Kung Fu Panda series. I believe there was a Kung Fu Panda series a while ago. It was like Curse of the Furious 5 or something. And it was about the Furious 5, and I was like, I watched it once as a kid because I loved Kung Fu Panda, and I was like, this is not as good as Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, it's not as good, and it's not very well animated and stuff like that. But I think this one will probably have like proper animation now.
Yeah,
it's the same. Like there's a 3-season How to Train Your Dragon TV show that's just like so badly animated.
Well, that's the thing. They have all these other shows, and I haven't watched any of them, so I can't really critique too much. But like I remember they made a Tangled like sequel show, and as a fan of the movie Tangled, I was like, maybe could look into this. And then it was like a 2D. It wasn't really. Probably the voice actors weren't the same. I can't attest to that. So I hope if this is like a legit thing, like how Disney Plus and Netflix, like Disney Plus will now do like the Marvel and Star Wars shows like legit movie quality. If it's movie quality, I'm a fan of the Kung Fu Panda films, so I might check that out. The first one was my favorite as a child, but and the third is my favorite as an adult. Just kidding. I'm not a fan of the third. Really, it was okay. But yeah, Kung Fu Panda.
Get fucked, Kung Fu Panda.
Okay, speaking of Netflix things, did you see the trailer for the Pentaverate?
What?
I don't know. It's a weird fucking like trippy weird thing. I can't really remember what it was about, but I remember it has Mike Myers playing like 5 different parts, and it also stars Keegan-Michael Key. So
Okay.
I just saw the tweet where it was like, check out the trailer for the Pentaverate starring Mike Myers, and Keegan-Michael Key. And I was like, well, I guess that's that. Speaking of Netflix things, that are now no longer Netflix things, with the Disney Plus shows with the Netflix Marvel shows now on Disney Plus, there have been rumors in the universe of a Daredevil renewal / maybe reboot / soft reboot.
I thought that was confirmed. No?
I did too, but then it turns out it was not technically confirmed yet. It's just like a rumored thing. So, I mean, big news kind of. We don't know exactly what it is though. So,
yeah. I just hope it's the same like gritty atmosphere as the old ones.
Same
because
style.
if it's Falcon Soldier, Winter Soldier-ified, then I don't think it'll be as good.
Yeah, I do think that's what they're gonna do. I feel like they did become more Disney Plus-ified, those shows. Especially like Iron Fist feels like it could kind of be a Disney Plus show, like a really bad one.
Yeah, but I mean, Iron Fist is just not a very good show in general.
No. And yeah, a big part of what made Daredevil so unique and so interesting and so popular was that it was different. And I hope they'll realize that. Like,
yeah. And I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
If not, listen to our podcast and then maybe they'll figure it out. Because that's what the people want.
But yeah, and with everything else, they're making Deadpool 3 now. So I think they're going to have to adapt to not everything can be in that MCU style. Some things it fits great, and some things just need to be a little bit different. So I'm hoping they do that.
Some things need to be a little bit scary looking.
Yeah, and I hope we get Charlie Cox and the whole gang back. I mean, we'll get Charlie Cox back, but we'll Eldon Henson and Carrie-Anne Moss. Is that who it is? Yeah, exciting stuff potentially. Here's hoping. Don't have a confirmation on that. And in fact, I don't really remember what the exact rumor was. Maybe it's going to be a 8-part documentary. Who knows? In a way, Morbius news. Actually, let's save that. It's not Morbius news at all. But it's
not Morbius.
We do have. Do you see the trailer for Puss in Boots 2: The Final Wish?
I've heard of it. I've not seen the trailer. I don't think
It's a little bit of a different animation style. It's more like cartoonish, which I'm.
Oh, actually, I did see this.
Which
I have seen the trailer. Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of that.
No, I liked. It's kind of like what they did with The Incredibles 2, and I guess it's like animation's gotten better, but when they make it like more cartoony, I don't know. I liked
Then it's not gotten better. I like the old Puss in Boots.
Yeah, that animation style looked. That like DreamWorks animation style. I don't know. I thought it looked good. But he's on his last life or whatever. I don't really care that much. But no Humpty Dumpty. So
no Humpty Dumpty.
Big L.
Well, Humpty Dumpty died in the last one. So, of course, there's no Humpty Dumpty.
Oh, did he?
So, Humpty Dumpty fell literally off a cliff and turned into a huge golden egg.
Oh,
so,
he did.
Surprised that he's not making an appearance here.
So, new trailer for Morbius, and Tony Stark is not in it for some reason. I don't understand.
So, Morbius just dropped, and for some reason, Woody Harrelson as Carnage is not present. I don't know what that's about.
I don't know. I've written this. It was meant to say something else, but I have written it accidentally as Encanto 2 tased by director, but I believe it was teased by the director. So
no,
I just thought you would appreciate.
I just realized what you said. No.
Yeah, Encanto 2.
Why?
Encanto
How can they make a sequel?
Fucking nailed it.
Ah, very good.
Thank you.
Or maybe don't make another movie.
I feel like that was a double negative there. I feel like you could have done like Encant make a good movie. You said Encant don't make another movie.
No, I said Encant.
You didn't really do a pun. You more just kind of said Encanto. I just don't do it.
Can't stand another one.
There we go. Let's go.
Very good.
I really have to watch it now so we can have like a passion and back and forth. Crazy Rich Asians 2 is also happening.
Why? Why are all these...
I just saw this headline because we just discussed how much you didn't like the original.
Literally the first two movies we talked about last episode that I don't like are both getting sequels.
Godzilla vs. Kong 2 is happening and shooting later this year. Are you excited for more Godzilla punching Kong and the Kongs?
But
I mean, spoilers.
I thought they made up in the end.
Yeah, and then passionately kissed for like 20 minutes.
I thought they made up and made out. What?
And then they humped on top of that robot.
And then they humped on top of that robot.
I don't know. I guess it could be like a team-up movie, maybe.
But then, would it be Kong and Godzilla best friends forever?
That is the worst thing you've ever said. Best friends forever. Just says that on the poster with a childlike joy. I guess, yeah, sure.
The 4 is a literal 4 forever.
I guess they haven't like technically titled it Godzilla vs. Kong 2, but I guess it's not technically not called that, so we'll see. But yeah, anyway,
I'm calling it.
I thought that
it's
movie,
just like a 2-hour movie of them just like sipping martinis somewhere.
I'd watch that, honestly. I thought that movie wasn't great, but it had good monster stuff.
But I'd watch that.
But I watched the martini thing. There's a Play-Doh movie in the works. Great.
Play-Doh movie.
Play-Doh, the like.
Yeah. Yeah. How are they gonna make a?
Who knows?
About
Maybe it's about.
Nah. Do we care?
Yeah. That's not even worth the bit. There was a trailer for Where the Crawdads Sing. It looks pretty good. It's based on a book, but I just included it because Crawdaddy. Great news here today.
Why is it like really like deep and inspirational piece of work?
Honestly, yeah.
So I included it because of Winston Duke's Crawdaddy.
A couple of casting newses. Daniela Melchior joins Fast 10. That's Ratcatcher 2 from the Suicide Squad.
More like Daniela Meljob.
That's Ratcatcher 2 from the Suicide Squad. She'll be in Fast and Furious 10. I bet she's playing Vin Diesel's grandmother, maybe? That's cool. She's good. Sydney Sweeney of Euphoria fame, which I have one more episode to watch, has joined Madam Web with...
I may be watching Euphoria soon as well.
It's pretty good. I have to say, the second season, I wasn't crazy about it. It's picked up a bit, and it has some great moments that I think if you watch it, we will have fun talking about. But Sydney Sweeney, great actress in Euphoria, and she will be in Madam Web. Good stuff. And then Christopher Nolan's next film just has an absolutely nutter of a cast. And by nutter, I mean just a great cast.
Let's hear the nutter cast.
So Oppenheimer will be starring
Killian Michael Key.
Mike Myers. Cillian Murphy Florence Pugh, Kenneth Branagh, Poirot.
That's his legal name now. Kenneth Branagh Poirot.
Matt Damon, David Dastmalchian, Dane DeHaan, Josh Hartnett, Rami Malek, Robert Downey Jr., Emily Blunt, Jason Clarke, and Jack Quaid, a.k.a. Little boy man, Piss Boy from The Boys. I like him. I don't know why. I think you called him Piss Boy.
Little boy Piss Boy man.
the main guy from The Boys.
Huey,
yeah. Which, by the way, The Boys coming back in June. Very excited for that.
Ooh.
But yeah, so crazy.
You're just excited to see your friends.
By the way,
The Boys,
big trip coming in June. Great stuff on that. Okay, we got 4 pretty big newses here. Not a lot of time, so we're just gonna pile through these. Well, first of all, whatever. Skip that. Do you see the trailer for Ms. Marvel, the new Disney Plus show?
I did not.
It looks pretty good. It's about like
Who plays Miss Marvel?
It's like an unknown actress. She's like 14 or something, so it's not like not that there aren't like established 14-year-old actresses, but like.
So she's not important at all ever.
Yeah, no. But it's like a new addition to the MCU, and she's like in middle school, and it has a bit of like a creative style to it visually, and then she's inspired by Captain Marvel to be a superhero, and she has like big hands, like that's her power. Like she can like
what?
No, like she has like this
she's got big hands. This middle schooler who's been just stung by a bunch of bees on her hands. Suddenly she thinks she's a superhero. She
gets these powers where like she can morph her body or whatever, and so it's like Green Lantern powers kind of. So maybe her hands aren't big, but she like create like.
So she's got the powers of Green Lantern, but she's got no imagination and can just make her hands big.
I mean,
she sounds like an awful superhero.
She can probably do more than that. That's just what I remember from the trailer. People are mad that they changed her powers or something. I'm not really familiar with the comic, but it looks interesting. She looks up to Captain Marvel and all that. There's also a Muslim element to it, which is kind of a new thing for a Marvel superhero. It looks interesting. Yeah. Then, speaking of Disney Plus shows, Moon Knight, the writer of Moon Knight, is developing a Nova project. I know you're a big fan of the character of Nova from the Marvel comics. He's like a spaceman who shoots lasers and stuff. They've been kind of in the MCU.
Big hands that man has.
The Nova Corps, do you remember in the Guardians of the Galaxy?
Ooh, yes. So, is that based on him?
Yeah, so he's like a superhero from that who's like pretty cool, I guess. So that's, cool.
Okay. Cool.
And then 2 Jokerish newses. First of all, I guess we'll start with the not literal Jokerish news. Morbius news here. Jared Leto offers to play Conor McGregor in a biopic.
Ooh.
And Conor McGregor said, come train with me and do good things. And Jared was like, let's do it.
Conor McGregor's arrested now.
He is. I think he's out now. But yeah, they're all arrested. Masvidal's arrested. McGregor's arrested. Do you want to see Jared Leto play Conor McGregor? Jared did say he's a bit old for it. He's almost 50, I believe.
He doesn't look 50, though.
That's true. He said I think his statement started with like, I could play Dana if I was younger, then I'd like play Conor. And then Conor was like, let's do it. Let's do it, lad.
Let's do it, lad.
Your wife is in me DMs.
I don't think he could play Dana at all.
Well, he played that man in House of Gucci, so maybe, they can make him up.
That is true, in fairness. Or they could get Hank from Breaking Bad to play Dana.
That is a brilliant casting choice right there.
I know.
Ooh, I like that a lot. They have a similar energy as well. I like it a lot.
They do. Very chaotic.
And then finally, did you see please tell me you've seen this, because this is probably going to be the title and thumbnail. Did you see the Batman deleted scene featuring
see
Joker? This. You did or you didn't?
I did.
Let's go. So, it's your boy, Barry Cooganhan. I'm so sorry. I'll learn how to say it. Druig from the Eternals.
It might be Keegan.
What a horrifying statement. It genuinely possibly Keegan.
This is not a code red. It might be Keegan.
Yeah, what'd you think?
Okay. Again, I'm still like a little bit skeptical, but I looked at a few pictures, and I guess with the right makeup and everything like that, he could be a decent Joker.
I mean, yeah, the voice. Sorry, go on.
No, I mean, I just really did not like him as Druig, but that's the only thing I've really seen him in, so I can't really base it off that much because I didn't like that character. But I guess it looks okay. It looks very, like he's been shot in the face or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's a new look for the Joker cinematically, where he's like so scarred. Like he's not even scarred. He looks burnt. Like he's been in lots of fires. like not just
Sir,
one.
you do
like,
not look healthy.
I guess that could come from like him falling in that acid pit, which is like his traditional origin. But yeah, he has like most of his hair is kind of like gone. He has all this like messed up skin, and I mean, yeah, he looks legitimately scary. Like he looks like a monster, which I guess is sort of the point.
Yeah.
Like he looks very frightening.
He does, but I felt
shivered in me timbers when I saw him.
I done did shiver in the timbers. But isn't the Joker also just supposed to be like more of a grounded character in the fact that it's like he's much more brain over brawn, and like he's more of a he's almost like Batman's equal, but just in the villain department. Whereas if you make him like a complete monster, it takes away a little bit from that, don't you think?
Yeah, but I guess they could do that, and just like visually, he's just super, messed up. Yeah, no, I thought, and the performance was pretty good. It was a little Heath Ledger-esque, but I guess there are only so many ways to play the Joker. Like it kind of was that sort of way. But I would be definitely interested in seeing, also because this Batman clearly has history with him, and so romantically speaking, and so I would be interested in seeing like how that would play out. And I guess he's going to be BFFs with the Riddler in the next one, or at least that's kind of like how they set up in the.
That is kind
of this one.
I imagine he'll probably like use the Riddler or something like that, and then get out, and the Riddler will be like, no, he got out, and I'm still here, or something like that.
Yeah,
predictions.
But yeah, I would love to see more of this, like the Batman world, and I thought it was a pretty good scene. I can see why they cut it. It's sort of weird to drop that cameo like in the middle of the movie rather than like hint at it at the end. And then I think it was cool to release it online, and yeah, exciting stuff. And I don't know if that's the direction they'll go in the sequel. It seems like they would, but they've talked about other villains. They could do like Court of Owls and this kind of stuff. But yeah, good stuff. It is now time for
the Tom Cnews.
Let's see. What is Thomas Mapother? Oh yes, wait, I have it here. GC Green tagged us on Twitter in I believe from Discussing Film, a tweet about how Tom Cruise lawyered up after being told Mission Impossible 7 would only be in theaters for 45 days. The issue is still not resolved, and it will be revisited when the film is finished. So
a Tom Cruise lawsuit. That's
Tom the lawyer Cruise. Great pun there on my part.
Very really good. Tom, my name is Tom the lawyer Cruise.
He did play a lawyer though in that one movie that I really like.
He did. You can't handle the truth.
So I guess he's really, Tom Cruise is really sticking up for like the love of cinema and stuff.
He's really stiffing up.
He wants to like keep movies in production to the point of screaming at people, and he wants things to be in the cinema longer.
He's a businessman at heart.
He wants
Tom
to
the businessman Cruise.
So it looks more realistic. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I guess it should be in cinemas longer. We shall see.
Yeah.
Now it's time for the announcements and such, which we're gonna do right this minute. Are you ready?
Right this minute.
First, we're going to hit some comments real quick on the last pod, which did go up a couple days ago. So, let's see what we got here. Anurag says, this whole episode is like the taking off headphones meme was a podcast, because I guess he disagreed with our movies everyone loves that we hate vibes. And, yeah, no, that's fair. I get that. I did have to look at that meme.
I mean, it would be a controversial one, wouldn't it?
So, some other things that people are saying: Frozen, Dark Knight Rises, Shaun of the Dead. Interesting.
Blocked.
ZJ also hated Uncharted and says he can attest that downsizing was boring because I fell asleep watching it. Very fair. Josie says, I would absolutely love it if you did an episode or a segment of an episode where you guys would rank all the what a joke comments we did. That would be the biggest shout, you know. But you did seal it there at the end. Potentially. You never know.
Bit of a shout, you know.
He also says, the casting of a pod that is poorly planned. The casting of a pod that is poorly planned. What a funny haha point in time at this very moment.
Very good.
I'm slightly confused, but I believe that was a what a joke reference.
I hope so. Otherwise, it's just strange.
Cal says, as a person who's a part of a marching band, I'm slightly offended, but also completely understand. Also, the Dr. Seuss-looking instrument is called a sausaphone, and yes, they're heavy as fuck. I would know. I've been playing one since I was a freshman in high school. I'm telling you, I don't know how that kid was holding that up. He was like a pretty small kid, and he was just holding this like thing that was like twice the size of him. Anyway,
I'm telling you, it's the physics just don't match up.
Jaden asks, was wondering what everyone's favorite episodes of the pod were. Personally, for me, it's episode 36 about the Pirates movies, but also episode 100 and Christmas pods. Also love episode 111. They cut the topic short after realizing how much of a peacemaker, what a joke it was. And Josie says, the ones I can think of right now, there are lots more than these, but the main ones, 100 for obvious reasons, mainly for the mukbang and the beating up of Brett Dalton, in parentheses, the cutout. 106 for the Michael Caine album Shuffle Noises with the occasional Bone Creak. 110, the start of Morbius. 108, the start of Dune. 120, the start of What a Joke. 31, I loved when they were how they were talking about their favorite video games in the episode. 115, my personal favorite episode because of the slightly seductive Goofy Santa. Great list. And I feel like it's indicating that we are getting better with time because a lot of those are recent.
Yeah, those are recent.
GC Green agrees with 40-Year-Old Virgin being on our list. Daniel says, another really great, enjoyable episode. When I saw the episode, I nearly shat myself. God damn it. That really caught me off guard. P.S. The Ghostbusters hate again. What a joke. Ghostbusters Afterlife. What a BHL-hating movie.
Both very true.
Josie says, on the topic of Morbius, apparently Sony just spoiled the entire movie, and the movie isn't even out yet. They basically talked about Keaton and Spider-Man and what universe Morbius is a part of. It's like they know the movie is ... a joke. I did see some Morbius spoilers. That was upsetting to me, but
Morbius. Well, so do you know Morbius spoilers?
I do, but like things that they officially released.
Idiots.
So yeah, I will. How fucking dare they? So I'll keep those until we actually see it. And then finally, Jaden.
But I will want to hear what they released. So keep that in mind.
Okay. You will want to, like, you don't want me to spoil it.
I don't want. Yeah, but I want you to tell me after we've seen it what they spoiled.
Oh, okay, sure. And finally, Jaden says Spider-Man 2, Hot Fuzz, Encanto, and Dark Knight Rises are the ones that he can think of, and he gave some explanations if you want to read those.
Encanto as well.
Yeah. By the way,
very good.
Batman Movies Ranked Pod almost at 500 views, and that's just on the YouTubes. I'm just saying, the Poorly Planned Podcast is going to overtake BHL Hudson very soon, and I'm very nervous about it.
And I am shivering me timbers.
And I shat myself. There we go. We nailed it. Well, that's been this episode this week. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, subscribe on the YouTube, hit the bell button, leave a comment on what you thought of the episode down below, and your favorite news.
Slash mini review?
And how excited you are for next week's Morbius episode.
Morbius, what a joke.
We're also on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and if you're listening there, please leave a 5-star rating. We'd greatly appreciate it. You can also check out the fan pages and the fan-made TikTok link down below, and NordVPN, 72% off for a 2-year plan plus 1 month for free.
73?
Hudson. 73? What am I doing here? I'm a terrible ambassador. Anyway, you can find me on YouTube, BHL Hudson, Instagram, Twitter, BHL_Hudson. You can email the pod at bhlhudsonvids@gmail.com.
You can find me on Twitter at FTK_DaltSniper. You can find me on Instagram at Fidalgard. And you can find me on YouTube at FTK Space a Gaming.
Thank you very much for listening, and we will see you next time.
Michael Morbius.
What a joke.